She is one of America's greatest superstars, who sold over 30 million albums on the strength of her golden voice and tender heart. She is Reba McEntire. Her dramatic success shows how a talented child can rise to the top on the destiny of a character shaped in hardship, the right encouragement, and the power of her family's example.
The winner is Reba McEntire.
This is from me and Mama, and we thank you.
Think you do, but you don't. It's just the fear of being alone. She's been called an advocate of the heart and has lived through all that the heart must endure. What she knows and feels comes from her own tested life. There have been lost love and tragedy, perhaps none more disastrous than the plane crash that claimed the lives of 8 band members in 1991.
The plane crash was the most devastating event that's ever happened in my life. I cried until we left. Then I didn't cry again until the funeral.
But once her tears were shed and her broken heart healed, she came back renewed and stronger. That's what makes the woman I know full of passion and power. Now in her own words and the words of those who know her best, Reba McEntire, an intimate portrait. Reba Nell McEntire was born March 28, 1955 in Chalky, Oklahoma. Her mother was a teacher, her father a rancher and a rodeo star. Home was a town deep in the heart of cowboy country.
Well, it was the wide open spaces because we lived on an 8,000-acre ranch. All 6 of us had one bathroom, and the water came straight from the pond. So the bath water was kind of brown when we first got in it.
And it sure was a good place to raise children. They had the freedom to roam. They played with each other or entertained themselves.
Reba's parents were hard-working folks who didn't have much when they first started out.
We had a little old house up the creek from where I was raised, and we had feed in it, and the old hogs would get in it pretty regular. We emptied the feed and run the hogs out when we moved in. That's the truth.
By the time Reba, the third of 4 children, was born, her father had earned enough money to buy a ranch from his rodeo winnings. What he lacked in skill, he made up in sweat.
They didn't have nothing. And they lived on the creek, and Daddy won a roping and won a car and swapped the car for 40 acres from Uncle Dale, and they built that into now over 17,000 acres. That's a huge accomplishment.
Determination is a big deal in any sport, you know. You might not be the fastest feller or the smartest feller, but if you've got more determination than the other feller, you might kind of come out ahead, you know.
Reba grew up a cowgirl. When she was big enough, she'd helped out with her brother Pake and sisters Alice and Susie.
Yeah, I was very much a cowgirl. I was a ranch hand, and you felt a part. But the work was always there. I mean, if you work on a ranch, if you live on a ranch, us kids were the hired hands. And the pay we got was our meals, a place to live and a place to stay and sleep.
I could take Reba and Susie and brand 100 yearlings just as quick as I could with any boys, you know. They just knew what to do.
Her parents taught their children the value of hard work and determination and passed on what they loved. Her father's gift was rodeoing, her mother's was music.
When I grew up, we were farmers, and we'd sing while we were in the field working, hoeing corn or chopping cotton or something like that. When my kids grew up, we would have to go to the mountains and gather the cattle in. Well, we'd sing then. That was some of the most enjoyable years, I think, of our lives.
Most of Reba's singing was done in the family car.
We were pretty bad at the beginning, I'm sure. But see, all 4 of us kids in the back seat, no air conditioning, rolling down the windows, and it's hot, and everybody gets irritated and cranky. And, of course, we would get to fighting. And Mama could hear it coming along because she was with us more than Daddy was. And so Daddy's nerves would get a little frayed. And if that arm ever got up on the back of the seat, we knew it was fixing to come over and start pinching or something or another, straighten up us kids. So Mama would know where the boiling point was and would get us kids to start singing.
They all had good voices. When the kids would sing, I'd sing with them, every note. And I knew when they were flat and sharp, and I was a pretty harsh taskmaster back in the old days. And I guess it's never gone away.
In first grade, Reba was asked to sing. Her best friend, then and now, was Sherry Stiles.
She was real outgoing, real confident in everything that she did. It didn't bother her at all to, when the teacher would ask for her to stand up and maybe entertain the class with a song, she would just jump right up and enjoy doing that.
By the year's Christmas concert, Reba was asked to solo. It was a performance her mother would never forget.
The teacher let her sing Away in a Manger by herself.
Look down where he lay.
It makes you cry a little, and you're extremely proud, and you sing every note with them.
By the time Reba reached Kiowa High School, she was a sassy, spunky girl. Reba loved to perform, whether it was playing basketball or cheerleading. Her real ambition was to be a rodeo star like her dad, but he urged her to concentrate on music.
He said, Reba, why do you always want to do something that you can't do well? I said, well, what can I do well? He said, you're singing. Get in there and practice your music.
I would always tell Reba, I said, I hate to see anyone have a natural talent and not use it.
And I didn't like to play the piano that well, and that's the only music I knew how to practice. I think it was because it was a God-given gift, and I could do it. I didn't know how to practice it. I mean, well, how do you make it better or improve upon it?
With her parents' encouragement, Reba and her brother Pake and sister Susie became the Singing McIntyres. They even made Reba's first record, a song about her grandfather called The Ballad of John McIntyre.
Goes by the name of John McIntyre.
A song about her grandfather called The Ballad of John McIntyre.
Goes by the name of John McIntyre.
Her mother thought the Singing McIntyres could use more exposure and persuaded their school to start a cowboy band.
She had a voice that was different than other people. It's not as expanded of a voice as it is today, but it was definitely different, and she could get just as loud as she wanted to get, and she could get your attention because of the way she sounded.
Though just teenagers in high school, the Kiowa Cowboys performed in the smoky bars and honky-tonks throughout Oklahoma and Texas till the early hours of the morning. It was a rugged way for Reba and her band to get a taste of being professional country singers in some of the rougher dance halls and watering holes along the state highways.
That was my fault.
Fault? That was great training. There's not many kids in the industry now who've ever been in clubs unless they're partying.
Those honky-tonks were the best training ground a future country star could ever have, and the crowds and applause fueled Reba's ambition to sing.
If I hadn't had that training from 13 years old to whenever the day I called my booking agent and said, don't ever book me in another club again, I might not have had that bigger dream and wanted more.
After high school, when Reba wasn't sure what her next step ought to be, her mother helped aim her toward a music career, but it wasn't clear whether Reba would be singing professionally or teaching school children.
And I said, well, you can sing. You can sing. Go to college and take all the music courses you can, and it'd be like insurance for her. And then she could sing, do what she wanted to.
4 years later, it looked like Reba was going to be an elementary school teacher just like her mother. Then fate intervened. At the 1974 National Rodeo Finals in Oklahoma City, a family friend and a favor altered the course of Reba McIntyre's life. She'd teach all right, but it would be from a stage, not a classroom.
Intimate Portrait is sponsored.
National anthem at the National Finals Rodeo in Oklahoma City.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
First night for rehearsals was a disaster. I go to the orchestra leader, and I tell him, I said, I sing this in E. And he said, well, you will sing it in what the orchestra is playing it in. And I kind of look around for help. And so they started playing it, da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like up in falsetto range, and everybody's like, and so after that disaster, Al, the orchestra leader, said, we'll get it down in E. Thank you very much.
The bombs bursting in air came through the night that our flag...
It sounded wonderful. I'd never heard anyone sing the national anthem the way she did. It was different. It was country. To think that my little old red-headed kid was out there, had all these people in the palm of her hand for a few seconds. It was wonderful.
And the young lady who sang the national anthem comes from a rodeoing family. Thank you, Reba McEntire.
One of the people listening was a country singer named Red Stiegel. He was a man with important connections in the business.
And I was in the audience that night and heard her sing the national anthem, and I turned around to whoever else was with me and said, golly, what a wonderful voice. That girl can be a superstar. And I remember thinking that immediately when I heard her. She had total control of her voice. The athletic ability of her vocal cords was just unbelievable.
You know, if you stand in front of 9,000 people and you're a little old kid from southeastern Oklahoma and everybody's being quiet and listening to how you're singing, you know, you're quite nervous. So quality-wise, I'm not for sure how good it was, but at least it got me to further my career.
Later on, Reba's mother cornered Stiegel to see if he would help her daughter's career.
This lady walked up and grabbed me by the arm and said, introduced herself, Jackie McEntire, and said, would it be all right with you if my daughter came up to the Justin Suite and sang with you tonight? So I'm sitting up there on a bench singing, picking my guitar and singing, and all of a sudden this little red-headed girl walks in and sits down beside me and starts singing harmony with me, and it blew me away. I knew from the very first time I heard Reba sing that she had superstar qualities. And the only thing left was to find the right songs at the right time, because I knew she had the determination. You could see it in her eyes. You could see it. You could feel it when you were around her.
There are books that tell us, oh, what makes this whole world turn.
After the National Rodeo Finals, Red Stiegel invited Reba to come to Nashville for an audition. But Reba was so nervous, she almost didn't go through with it.
She sort of became frightened, we didn't have a lot of money, and we didn't know how she was supposed to dress. And she started dreading going down there.
Mama said, okay, fine, we can turn around and go home. If you don't want to do this, fine. But if you go ahead and go through this, go through with the trip, I'll be living my dreams through you.
And so I just told her that if she didn't want to do it, we wouldn't do it.
And I said, well, shoot, let's go.
Reba made her audition demos in Nashville and returned to Oklahoma. She had no idea if anyone was going to offer her a contract.
Every producer in town said, I don't need another girl singer. They're not working. And finally, a fellow who was running my publishing company, a fellow named Joe Light, took it over to Mercury Records, and a young producer there named Glenn Keener heard the record, or heard the demos, and said, I really like this girl. How do I get a hold of her?
In spite of the odds against her, 20-year-old Reba McEntire had done it. She got a record contract and soon had a single on the radio.
We had an old staticky radio, real staticky. If you touched it, it got even worse. And my song came on, I Want to Be a One-Night Stand. And we just started crying, me and Mom and Susie. And it was a great feeling.
Next came concerts at county fairs, VFW halls, and honky-tonks. Right from the beginning, audiences just loved her.
Tomorrow, so you really better love me after this.
I was in the music business, and she would come to clubs where we played and get up and perform, and she'd have on the stage and cheer for her. I remember we had Stella Parton, Dolly's sister, booked, and Reba came to the club, and I asked her if she minded for Reba to sit in. And to be frank, she stole the show. And Stella remarked to me that, said, hope Dolly doesn't watch this, but she said she outsings Dolly on her own song.
Heading home to take my chances. Here we go again.
Her contract and road shows weren't the only good news. Reba fell in love. He was a cowboy named Charlie Battle and a steer wrestler like her dad. A year later, they married.
Been very soft-spoken and quiet, and rodeo cowboy, champion 3 years in a row, and I was trying to get him hooked up with my older sister Alice. And then little did I know, a few years later, me and him would be getting married, but I thought he was quite handsome.
You're the first time I thought about leaving.
Reba's career was on a steady course to the top. Hard work and determination were pushing her ahead. 2 years after her start, Reba reached a milestone. She was invited to sing at the Cathedral of Country Music, the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. Reba was supposed to sing 2 songs, but a surprise guest cut her performance short.
I'm standing in the wings waiting to go on, and they said, come on, Reba, tapped me on the shoulder and said, you're going to go on just a little bit later. I hope it doesn't interfere with your plans or anything, but we've just got a surprise visit from Dolly Parton. And I exploded. I mean, I was just so thrilled to be in the same building as Dolly Parton, my hero, the angel. I mean, she had descended upon earth the same time I was at the Grand Ole Opry. Well, I just might as well just go sit in the audience. I mean, I just wanted to see Dolly. I mean, at that time, I thought, yeah, sure, who's going to listen to me after Dolly? Well, the house will leave. They'll just get up and leave after she gets through.
The thrill of being at the Grand Ole Opry and having to follow Dolly Parton was enough to give Reba a case of stage fright.
Well, I get around my side, and they're fixing to introduce me. Charlie Walker's introducing me, and he had the big song, Please Don't Squeeze My Charmin. And so I'm sitting out on the wings with the 4 guys, and I'm standing there, and thank God I had a long, straight skirt on, because my knees were just doing this. And I was just, my heart, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And 2 of the 4 guys got on one side, 2 on the other side, and literally took me out on the stage. I think my toes were just scraping. And I got out there, and they started Invitation to the Blues, and I sang my little heart out.
I toss and turn, but then I fall asleep.
Just when Reba's life looked the brightest, a family tragedy darkened her doorstep.
I called Mama and said, well, what's up? I just got home. And she said, well, Reba Diana Kay killed herself last night.
And Reba cried. You know, it's Diane's her cousin, and she felt like that, you know, she had everything.
I don't think there's anything that can knock the wind out of yourselves as much. But I was like guilty. I felt guilty. I felt sad. I felt mad. I want to know, why didn't anybody do anything? Then I thought, well, why didn't I do something?
If I had only known it was the last walk in the rain.
Reba was shocked. You know, maybe she didn't realize that, you know, what was going on or why Diane was so disheartened that she would take her own life. It maybe made her realize that you need to be happy in life, and whatever you're doing.
It was just one of those things that you hope you never have to go through again, but sure wish she had never had to go through it.
If I had only known.
After her cousin's suicide, Reba took life very seriously. She poured more passion into her career than ever before. For the first time, she began picking her own material. Life was too short for anything less than singing her own songs.
From the very beginning, Mama would always say, quit imitating Dolly and Loretta. You can't get a contract. You can't be a star if you're going to be another one of them. You've got to be an original.
By the age of 29, Reba McEntire was poised for a giant career breakthrough. It would elevate her to an elite group of singers and assure her of music immortality. But it would also exact a painful sacrifice.
The winner is Reba McEntire.
Reba McEntire was on a hot streak. In 1984, she won the Country Music Association Award for Best Female Vocalist of the Year.
First time me and Mama came to Nashville, she told me, she said, Reba, I couldn't do this, so I'm living my life and my dreams through you. This is from me and Mama, and we thank you.
Reba's career was a steady, unfailing climb to the top, but every step forward was a blow to her marriage.
Charlie had already done his thing. I mean, he was world champion steer wrestler 3 years in a row, and he was pretty much ready to quit rodeoing, and had during our marriage, and was, you know, kind of settling back, ranching, and really didn't want to rodeo anymore. And I was just kind of kicking into high gear. I might have been selling 5,000 tickets, but I wanted to sell 50,000. And he was like, okay, you won the Entertainer of the Year, why don't we just kind of mellow out now? I'm like, oh my gosh, he don't have a clue. And it would have been the same if he had just won his first championship and I said, you won it once, let's stay home now. You know, turn the horse out to pasture.
She won Vocalist of the Year again and several times after that. But that was nothing compared to the record she released that made her a true superstar.
You spend an awful lot of time in Massachusetts. Seems like every other week you've got a meeting waiting there. Business must.
So that was my first video that I'd ever gotten to do. Whoever's in New England was a song. When Don Lanier and I first heard it, his eyebrows disappeared under his baseball cap. I got chills. We knew immediately it was a hit song. So we went up to Boston and shot the video. And like a month later, the video came out. And I was somewhere in a hotel watching HBO. And in between movies, they played a video of mine. And next was Aretha Franklin. That's when I thought I'd hit the big time. I'm with Aretha Franklin.
The success of Whoever's in New England led to an invitation at the world's most prestigious stage. A mecca for the greatest classical performers was now the setting for country star Reba McEntire.
I can't imagine what was going through Reba's mind before she walked out on that stage. 'Cause here's a little country girl from Oklahoma in the most prestigious performing arts theater in the world, I suppose, Carnegie Hall.
At New York's Carnegie Hall, Reba was in for a thrill of a lifetime if she could just overcome a fear that no one would show.
I was a nervous wreck. I wanted to go to sound check. I showed up like 2 hours early, and they said, please go back to the hotel. You're driving us crazy. We don't have everything right yet, and I didn't get a sound check.
Reba was so unsure that an audience would come, she passed out flyers and put up posters for her concert.
It was awesome. It was just one of those things that you just couldn't believe.
And so when I did step out on the stage, I got a standing ovation. And it seemed to me like 10 minutes. It's probably 30 seconds, but to me, to be in Carnegie Hall and get a standing ovation before I even opened my mouth, I was overwhelmed.
She had to be nervous, but I don't remember seeing anything that told me she was nervous. She walked out on that stage with a tremendous amount of confidence.
It was eerie. It was very, it was quieter than this room is. That's how quiet it was. And, I mean, nobody was even breathing, it didn't seem like.
And we were all sitting out in the audience, and of course, proud as peacocks. And when she sang Sweet Dreams a cappella, the silence was deafening while she was singing, and the applause was thundering when she finished.
And the acoustics in that building is so good anyway that you can hear everything. And it was. It was just like I was the only person in the building.
But the real thrill came not from the audience, but having her family with her.
And you know what the greatest thing to me was? That I got to fly Mom and Daddy and Red and Gail up in first class. That I could finally afford that. And put them up in a nice hotel. And Daddy wanted to go eat at Mama Leone's because that's where he ate when he was there in 47, roping at Madison Square Garden.
Carnegie Hall may have been the high point of her career, but it also marked the end of her marriage.
I with all my heart loved it. I mean, that was that among a lot of other things that you don't have enough film for. But it's just the little things. With me, it's not a huge, tremendous, big thing that you're just going to say, okay, I'm going to file for a divorce, by golly. It's the little things that pile up and hurt my feelings and that I don't forget.
As part of the divorce, Reba had to give Charlie their 112-acre ranch and paid nearly $500,000 in the settlement. But the ordeal of ending a marriage was over. At the age of 32, Reba had a fresh start in her life and her music.
All of a sudden, she was on her own and doing things on her own and making her own decisions without anybody else telling her what to do. And you know, I think that's had a lot to do with the kind of songs she's recorded and the way she relates to those single girls out there in the world, because she knows what she's talking about. It's not something that she's just making up or just singing a song because that's what it said. She knows what it feels like.
Reba changed her life even more. She'd always lived in the country, but now decided to move to Nashville, the heart of her business.
I told Mama I was moving to Nashville. That killed her. It killed Alice. But I knew I had to go to Nashville, get away from Charlie. And so I did, and I started a new life, and I absolutely loved it. To go to a store and walk around the corner and see a dining room set that I know Charlie would have hated, but I just cried when I saw it, I bought it. You know, the bed I loved, you know, the TV, I got to pick what I wanted. It was, oh, you talk about freedom. It was a kid in a candy store in every aspect. You know, go eat where you want to eat, go do what you want to do, don't have to ask permission. It was total freedom.
But the most dramatic change of all was her change in heart. Reba fell in love. The new man in her life was someone she had known for the past 5 years as one of her band members, Narvel Blackstock.
Narvel's fun. Narvel's a lot of fun to be with. He is witty. He makes me laugh. He can make me so mad sometimes. But you know, the bad thing about it, always the bad thing, he's always right. He is, and it makes me sick.
Life with Narvel was everything she had dreamed of. She had a man to love and a partner in her career. When she decided she wanted to start a family, she and Narvel tied the knot. Their wedding day was in June 1989.
I think they're probably the greatest team in show business. Narvel is as creative as Reba is in his own way. He is an excellent businessman. He has a tremendous sense of timing for what's right for her and what's not right for her.
Reba and Narvel took time off from their busy schedule to marry and honeymoon. A baby soon followed. One of the first people to know was her best friend, Sherry Field.
I said, Reba, you know, your career is wonderful and the things you do in life, but there's something about when you have your own child. That's one of the most wonderful feelings and something that you have to experience yourself. So when I called her, she was so excited. It made me feel so good just to hear her and to know that she was okay. And she was just so happy.
Reba was already successful beyond her dreams. She had won every honor a singer can, but nothing in life compared to the birth of her son, Shelby.
I cried. I was praying, thanking the Lord for this little bundle. And then he came out with 10 toes and 10 fingers, and he was perfect. And he is the funniest thing. He comes up with the funniest things to say, and he's entertained me forever. And every day I say, no, this is the cutest stage. And the next day I say, no, this is the cutest. No, this is the best. Every day gets better. Mama always told me, she said, you don't understand love until you have a child. She said, you have no idea how much I love you. You have no idea. When I say I'd give my life for you, you have no idea what that means until you have a child of your own. And when I had my own son, I told Mama, I said, boy, were you right.
Nothing in the world compared to the new joy in her arms. Everything about her life seemed perfect. What she didn't know and couldn't have imagined was that in the space of a few months, Reba would be in the middle of a nightmare, except it was one from which she could not awake. Reba McEntire is a model for success. Her path to the top was paved with persistence and the ability to learn from the knocks life handed her. Most of all, the more she aspired to be her own unique self, the happier and more successful she was.
She's just wondering if they're alive.
Oh, it all stems from the song. Every bit of it. If you didn't have the song, I wouldn't be sitting here. And the love and the passion for the song has to be there.
Reba is the top-selling female country artist for the past 11 years. Her albums have sold over 30 million copies. In her personal life, she is blessed with the love of a husband and a child.
The success is sharing it. It's not having it by yourself. It's not accepting a trophy. It's going back and saying, see what we did, or being up on stage and saying, see what we did. It's not me, it's not I, it's us.
But happiness and success were no protection from a devastating tragedy that struck just after her son's first birthday on March 16, 1991. Reba and her band had just finished a concert in San Diego, California. While she sang Sweet Dreams a cappella for her encore, her band was packing up and getting ready to head to the airport for a flight to Fort Wayne and their next engagement. There was no time to stop and enjoy the applause.
Last thing Norval said to Jim was, okay, now let's plan a little get-together here. And Jim said, got it for you, buddy. See y'all. Y'all have a good trip. We'll see you in Fort Wayne tomorrow. And then we went to bed, and they went and caught the plane.
San Diego officials say the plane carried 10 people, 7 members of country singer Reba McEntire's band, her tour manager, the pilot and co-pilot.
Shortly after takeoff, in a moonless sky, at 1:41 a.m. local time, the plane crashed into a mountain. Everyone aboard perished, including 8 members of her band. Jim Hammond, Kurt Capella, Joey Saganero, Chris Austin, Tony Saputo, Paula Evans, Terry Jackson, and Michael Thomas.
Norval came in and said that we think there was an explosion right after the 2 planes took off, and we think it was one of our planes. And Norval would walk right in front of me in the television, right above the television. There was this huge mirror, and I saw myself, and my mouth was open this far, and I couldn't get my jaw to come up. And when it did, I said, but they're all right. He said, no, they're all dead. We were pretty sure. So, but you're not sure. You don't know. And after I argued everything I could think of, I cried until we left. Then I didn't cry again until the funeral.
At first, her friends feared Reba may have been aboard that plane.
A bunch of the kids come running up to me and said, Terry, Reba's plane crashed, you know, and everybody was killed in it. And I just kind of walked over to a bench and sat down. I got weak at the knee, and it just kind of made me sick and really scared me.
When it came over the radio, we didn't know, and I thought maybe that they were on the plane also.
By early next morning, shock waves reached all the way to Oklahoma.
The phone rang about 6 o'clock one morning, and Debbie called me and said, Red, the plane that Jim was on has gone down in San Diego. It was a morning that I'll never forget.
Within the week, Reba organized a memorial service. Johnny Cash helped remember the dead and bring a measure of comfort to the ones left behind.
I've always admired Johnny Cash so much, and I didn't know his mother had just passed away. And when I called, and he said, yeah, he'd do it.
When the service was over, there was nothing to do but cry.
Yeah, it was pretty much a blur. It was neat seeing the people had come, you know, to pay their respects to the ones we'd lost, but I remember a little bit about it.
The tragedy changed Reba's perspective on life.
It made her look at people around her in a little bit different light. And I think she realized at that point that the most important thing in her life are the people she loves and the people who love her.
See, at first, I didn't want anything else to do with the world. I didn't want to have any more friends. Because I didn't want to depend on friends anymore. Because I'd hate ripped away from me. I didn't want to be friends with anybody else. Maybe that happened to them too. Maybe I was the reason. You get very confused and you don't know why. but you start thinking silly things. And
in the week after the service, Reba was scheduled for the Oscar Awards. She was to sing I'm Checking Out.
And then I even had a big decision of whether to go ahead and sing on the Oscars. I was going to sing a song called I'm Checking Out of This Heartbreak Hotel. That's what they did. They checked out. And so I was sitting at my sitting room, my makeup mirror, one Saturday morning, and Nora was sitting there in the sitting room watching the football game. We had to make a decision real soon, like the next Monday morning, to tell the people at the Oscars whether or not I was going to sing. They had to get a replacement. And so I sat there and I had the most peaceful feeling come over me. I said, okay. I walked in there and I told Narvel, I said, I'll sing the Oscars. I'll sing the song. He said, are you serious? I said, yeah, be fine. She said, you think you can do it? I said, sure. I'm going to do it for them. And I did.
After the Oscars, Reba went back on the road. Nowhere was her grief more evident than the National Rodeo Finals. Reba had to summon all her composure not to break down.
This is going to be a hard song to sing tonight. I've just said goodbye to some of my best friends. So if you would, sing it with me. And let's sing it loud, and let's sing it for them. They entertained us. I'll miss them. I know you will too. So help me sing my favorite song, and I know there's two, our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the
You never get over it. You never do. They were very special people. They were totally individuals. You'll never meet anybody like them again.
Despite all the goodness in her life, she had hit an emotional rock bottom. And she'd need the love and help of her closest friends and family to help find her way back. But most of all, it would just take time. The tragedy that claimed the lives of her band will always be a sad reminder to Reba McEntire that nothing in life is guaranteed.
Then after something like that happens and you go back on stage and those people aren't there anymore, it takes a while. You never get over it. You never do. They were very special people. They were totally individuals. You'll never meet anybody like them again.
For My Broken Heart was a tender ballad that took Reba's fragile emotions and shot them out to the rest of the country.
I guess the world didn't stop for my broken heart. Oh, I guess the world ain't gonna stop for my broken heart.
But over time, her sense of joy returned. A new album helped her heal.
Is there life out there? So much she hasn't done.
Life would never be the same again, but the worst of its pain was behind her.
She's done what she should she do what she dares? She doesn't want to leave, she's just wondering, is there life out there?
The future will find her singing as always, but more film opportunities are coming her way.
Cut! Beautiful, Reba. Reba, come here. Take a look at this. We got video playback here. Let's roll it.
It's really weird, really strange, but I really do like it. I don't think it's a departure from my music going into movies. I think it's an addition. I think it's a blending. What they do for me is they keep me charged up about the music business while I'm doing something else. It's recharging my batteries. It's giving me something to totally shift my focus on and to memorize lines instead of melodies and lines that rhyme. They don't do that in the movie business. They stick you with some words that you wouldn't have thought of saying. And sometimes they don't make any sense, and you have to memorize them anyway.
Today, she is more than a superstar in music. She is the head of an entertainment empire headquartered in Nashville.
Maybe me and Garrett can go look at it. At 4:30? Yeah, at 4:30.
But the most important role for Reba to play may be advising others under her company's management.
You know, there's a fine line between determination, wanting to be the best in the business, and still have all the friends with you on the road up. Because once you hit the top of the hill, you have to come back down. hopefully you're going to have all those same friends. If you're a butthole, if you're a liar, if you steal, if you get it in a very dishonest way, your success, you're not going to have all those friends coming back down the hill. And friends are more important than success.
Reba McEntire turned 40 in 1995, every bit in love with life again, especially her husband, child, and music.
You can't have both, but you got to do it honestly. And treat everybody like you want to be treated. Then the success is worth it.
Although work is an important part of her life, family and friends will always mean more.
I think that you can contribute the majority of Reba's success to her childhood, to her upbringing, to her background, to her feeling of belonging to a family, to tradition, to heritage. Gave her a tremendous sense of balance. And she is a tremendously well-balanced human being. And so she's able to take the ups and downs in show business because she stands on her own 2 feet.
Her success in life may be great, but it's easily surpassed by her success as a person. That's what she learned growing up in Chalky, Oklahoma. And that's what has sustained her to the heights of musical stardom in Nashville.